welcome back to another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the high-grade Cucuruz Doan Zaku from the movie Cucuruz Doan's Island. So this is essentially a Premium Bandai variant of the standard high-grade Gundam the Origin Zaku. So this is very tricky to get, because I live in Canada and Premium Bandai doesn't actually exist here. So I'm surprised I was able to get it. I essentially was on vacation, found a hobby store that happened to have some Premium Bandai stuff. So I'm very happy to be able to actually get this. And it is quite a nice kit. So right here, I have not painted this. It does require quite a lot of painting, which I have not done yet. But I do plan on doing sometime soon. I just like reviewing more out-of-box kits, even though sometimes there is still a bit of painting I've done. But all I've really done is just applied a couple of the stickers. I've put the one for the mono-eye on, of course, and then just these two on the feet. As for the rest of the stickers, well, let me open the box. We have a lot of stickers here. So first of all, this is just your standard decal style sticker. So I use the one for feet and that mono eye, that's it. You get another option for a mono eye. These black ones for on the back of the feet right there. And then a bunch more. So these are all for bits on the pipes that are meant to be green. So if you look here, you can see how these parts of the pipes are thicker than the other ones. Yeah, that's meant to be green, but that's a sticker that wraps around a part, which is already not good, but these stickers tend to be super weak, so that's really not good. And to add insult to injury, painting this is going to be annoying because Gundam markers may damage the pipes, I'm not sure, but also these have to flex because they're rubber. On the bright side, we have another sheet of stickers, which is actually really nice. It's not actually stickers. We get water slides, because this is a Premium Bandai kit, so we get some very nice water slides here. So that we have like some nice kind of damaged Xeon symbols, marking decals, and so much of these right here. So this is very nice to get. I just really like these damaged Xeon symbols. They just look so nice. Yeah, just a very nice sheet of water slides here. And I don't even think you use all of these, so if you want, the ones I left over, like this, of course, Southern Cross is like kind of specific to Doan Zaku, but these ones just say 1, you could probably use those on, like, other kits. So that's very nice to have. The box itself. So I don't usually talk about the boxes on here, but this one is just so nice. So usually Premium Bandai boxes are just, like, monotone color, but not here. No. We get a full-colored box, and look at that. Like, it just looks so nice. We have CGI render of Cucuruz Doan Zaku that may have been from the movie. I don't remember. I watched it like a while ago. It says, Mobile Suit Gundam, Cucuruz Doan's Island. It says it's Doan Zaku. Well, this is the best part right here. So it says, former Xeon pilot Cucuruz Doan. Cucuruz Doan is not included. And then we even get, on the sides here, actual images of the finished kit. So it's like a full high-grade box for a Premium Bandai kit. And then even here, give this little, like, synopsis of the movie. And overall, it's just a very nice box. I know the Gundam version of this, of the RX-78-2, the box is just straight up the movie poster. Like, the movie poster you see right here, yeah, that's its box art. Because I actually saw the same store had it, but that thing is just a straight up color variant. This actually has a lot of new parts. Let me actually do a little comparison between this and the standard Zaku. Okay, so on the left here is Cucuruz Doan's Zaku. On the right here, this is the standard high-grade Gundam the Origin Zaku. This kit has been in my collection for quite a while, so it's a bit loose. But you can see, there are actually quite a few differences. For starters, the base color itself, that green, just completely different shade. This is a lot more accurate to the 1979 anime. This is a lot more accurate to, well, Gundam the Origin, even though these are both from the Origin timeline. But besides that, of course, the heads, that is the most difference. The heads are completely different on this. No reused parts in Doan Zaku. You can see it's, like, kind of falling apart. And that is the design, of course. And, of course, the separate color beads are actually a bit color separated here, which is nice. And I really like how they did this. So, in the original Cucuruz Doan's Island episode, it was famous for, like, these animation areas where the Zaku's face looks super long. And they explained that here by, you know, it was a normal Zaku head, but it's just falling apart, and he's trying to keep it, like, keep it together with some makeshift upgrades, so it ends up with this kind of goofy shape. And we got a lot of nice detail there, too. And then the standard Zaku is a standard Zaku head. So you can see how this, there's a lot of damage and makeshift repairs, could become this. The shoulder pauldrons, the spiky ones, may look similar, but nope, completely different. The shoulders right here, so that base, it's like two parts sandwiched together, and that part inside, that base part, that's the same, but then this outer part you can see super damaged here. It also doesn't have these slots for those like machine gun or rifle cartridges. And then the torso actually seems to be exactly the same, but the backpack, very different. This is, of course, more 1979 anime. This is more Origin. And the waist skirt is also exactly the same, except Doan Zaku has this new crotch piece and one new side skirt. And then with the thighs, this one right here seems to be identical besides the back. And then this one right here is identical besides the front. And then the lower legs are completely different. You can see they're a lot more rounded on the original and not as much here. The knees, one of them is the same, one of them is different. Of course, the pipes on all of this is different besides the torso ones. And then the feet are also very different. Same with the arms. I don't think the arms... Oh no, this arm has some reused parts from that new thing. And yeah. So we do get quite a lot of new parts of this kit as opposed to the Gundam that was released alongside it, which is just straight up slate color switch. Honestly, I really liked how asymmetric this is. It's a Zaku that's just been beat up, makeshift repairs, barely holding together. It just looks awesome. As for accessories, we barely have anything here. Technically, this shouldn't come with anything, because in the original episode, Doan Zaku, he didn't have any weapons. He didn't use anything. But in this new version, he does at least have one weapon. That being the Heat Hawk. Probably one of the most iconic Zaku weapons, if not the most iconic one, next to its machine gun. So this is just a normal Gundam the Origin Zaku Heat Hawk. Easily enough, you just slide it into the hand. And he's now equipped with Heat Hawk. That's pretty nice. Of course, we also have this stored variant. You can see it's a lot smaller. And you can just attach it to side skirt right there. So you can have your stored Heat Hawk. And that's basically all we're getting for the weapons, but we have two other little accessories here. First of all is, of course, just a base adapter. So yes, this is a high grade with a base adapter. That's pretty neat. And then finally, we get an alternate hand for some Heat Hawk poses, I guess. Because that's all you're really going to get this guy into, just poses with the Heat Hawk. Yeah, so not much for accessories, and surprisingly, we don't actually get any of the original accessories left over on the runners. But we do get a ton of leftover parts which are actually very useful. Stuff such as like the entirety of the lower legs, all these parts where it's like asymmetrical, it's like one front skirt's normal, the other's different. We also get the normal version, and probably the coolest part, we get the entire head of the original Zaku. Well, besides these pipes here, but still, that's the entire head, besides the pipes. The eye sticker. Yeah, so because the Gundam of the Origin Zakus have options for the eyes, you can get this more kind of anime one, or that one where it looks like it's glowing, you can actually just straight up build the normal head. And it's really nice for, like, kit bashes, especially with how you get lower legs and just a ton of other small little extra parts. So that kind of makes up for the lack of accessories. Well, the lack of, like, more than just a couple accessories. Although, not really meant to have anything else. Although, if we could get the Rock, his most iconic weapon, clearly, just a giant boulder, that would have been really nice. But I guess that's a job for a 3D printer. Or just going to the backyard and picking up a rock. Yeah, so now we can move on to the articulation. This is exactly the same as a normal Origin Zaku, but I haven't actually reviewed that on here yet. At the head, we have a ball joint up top and then two hinges inside the body. Although you don't get that much. I think you got a bit more with the normal one, but because of the shape of the head, you get that front. That fell off. It's actually quite annoying to get back in. Oh yeah, I guess this lets me show you. We do get a little switch under here, which we can use to move that mono eye. And there's actually a lot of nice sculpted detail in there, because that kind of glass, like, well, in the series, there'd be, like, glass that would go over the mono eye that would cover up all that detail, because that's gone with this. At least in the, with the design. Of course, the kit never had glass to begin with. But in the design, that's gone. You can actually see all that really nice greeble in there. That's very, very nice. And the head can also rotate around. I just popped it off again. Are you going to say no? There we go. Okay. For some reason, it's very tricky to actually get on and off. Yeah, so we do get nice head movement. Shoulder joints are amazing. So we get your standard high-grade polycap, which already gives you, like, quite a bit. But then we also have a section where this part right here, that moves. So you can get a lot of movement there. It's a very articulated kit. Now, for shoulder movement, this little bit is on 2 hinges. You can move it out of the way. Although, sadly, you're only really going to get that much. And that's using both the ball joint and the joint in the shoulder itself. So, upwards movement, not a strong suit. And on the other side, actually, you still get about the same amount. This doesn't block it too much, so I guess that is nice. This part itself is also on a ball joint, so move that around. Biceps are the same on both sides, even though it may look different because it's that part. But you can rotate all the way around. Our elbow, very nice. Double jointed. You can get that full bend. And of course, the wrist is just on a ball joint. All the joints also all feel a lot tighter than on the original Zaku. Although that could just be because I've had the thing for longer and posed it for longer. But it could also be the type of plastic they use has changed, because that kit, the original one was like 2015, so it's quite an old mold, yet it definitely holds up. And speaking of this kit holding up and just being generally impressive, this is the Zaku with a waist swivel. And a really good waist swivel at that. Although this joint has kind of loosened up on my original copy, but still, the fact that we're able to get a waist swivel into this design was just really impressive, especially for a high grade. And if you extend it a bit, you can get an ab crunch. And a really good ab crunch with that, better than a lot of Gundams. So again, this thing is super impressive. This used to be like the go-to, like 144 scale Zaku before the Revive was released. Although, I kind of like this more. The Revive has these really, really annoying wrists, which make it just annoying to swap out the hands at all, which you kind of have to do to get different accessories in. But this does not have that issue, so this one I actually kind of prefer. As for the skirt armors on here, they move separately. They're not actually joined in the box like they are molded separately. And then you can also move this out of the way. It's pretty cool. It's on a ball joint, so you can have it locked in like that, or extend it out, and then you can slide it back like that. So as for our kicks, normally you get that much, but we actually have a dropping mechanism in here, similar like that on a master grade, although it doesn't really give you that much more. But it is nice that they tried at least. As for splits, you can almost do it, just that side skirt armor does kind of block it. And of course, the rear skirting armor is paralyzed, like it usually is with these kits, although, no, the panel does not move. But that is where you would attach weapons for storage, but he doesn't have any. As for the knee bend, you're going to want to be careful with this, because on my original Zaku, I don't know, like, what I was doing, but somehow this pipe right here, yeah, that snapped. I guess I was bending the knee too much, so I was able to order a replacement part, although the website I ordered that from is now gone. So getting replacements is a lot trickier. So you don't want to hyperextend this too much, but you do still get a good amount of movement. It is double jointed, and you can get that much, although I don't really like bending it more than just that, because I'm really scared of this pipe breaking, because you can't, the website I got the replacements from is gone, and even if it was still here, this is exclusive to this kit. This is a Premium Bandai part, so that's going to be even trickier to get. As for the ankles, there's quite a lot going on here, so it's a ball joint and a hinge here, so you can get that much to the front, but you can also bend the toe joint a bit, and there's a little sliding mechanism in there, so you can move it forwards that much. And I haven't even fully, there we go. There's the toe, there's that, so you can end up getting that all the way to the front. And then, as for backwards movement, it's actually not that good. Side to side is okay, considering the design. So, overall, this is a very nicely articulated kit. Just the way they're able to get the Zaku, which is, like, very tricky to work articulation of the design, they did an amazing job. Although, I would have liked to see the ankle joint to the original Zaku make a return here, the original high-grade Zaku. Look at that. that just kind of folds out of there. Like that. I really would have liked to see this return. I don't even know if the Revive does it or not. So, this was a very nice joint. Should have been on more kits, but that does make up for it with having an actual waist swivel. Finally, as for some size comparisons, here it is with some cannon fodder, aka the Gym Sniper 2, the original high-grade Zaku, Zaku 1, still needs a revive, and Char's Zaku 2 revive. The Ultimate Luminous Zaku 2, this is non-scale by the way, everything else is 1/44 scaled, except for this. Here he is with a tank, of course, to scale, a Wappa, which is, again, to scale, this little pilot figure, which is, again, to scale, and finally, a new thing to add to our 1/44 scale vehicle size comparison thing family, an F-15, or, if you know, more robot kind of stuff, Starscream. So you can see the scale of all of them. I can lie this down. There we go. And just for some random size comparisons that aren't to scale or anything, here it is with some Rise of the Beasts toys. So this is the standard size for Zaku, which of course in real life is 17 meters. So that's it for my review of the high-grade Cucuruz Doan Zaku. Pretty nice little Premium Bandai kit. I really like the design of the whole beat-up Zaku. Accessories are a little lacking, but it makes up for that with the great articulation, great sculpting, waterslide decals, and the amount of extra parts included in here, which would be super useful for kit bashing and other customs. Although the stickers are a bit annoying, especially on the pipes. But if you can find it for a decent price, I'd say it's worth it. Definitely more worth it than the Gundam. With that, just get the standard release. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then don't. And yeah, bye.